This leader is provided to permit the projectionist to complete adjustment of focus and sound level before the film begins.
Drugs, LSD, I don't consider a drug. I don't consider powder a drug. Those are more or less religiously significant awareness, mind-expanding apparatus. And it's tough to do. So the reason...
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rancid Rants and Reviews. I'm Yeti the Movie Raccoon. I'll be your host today. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about McKamey Manor, the torture house, the most extreme quote-unquote haunted attraction. Every Halloween this place comes up, and it's all over Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and everybody's, either condemning it or calling people that go there crazy, or like currently there's a petition going around to have the state of Tennessee shut this place down, which just fucking blows my mind. Matter of fact, we actually have Jim Jam and Johnny some years back went out to a barbecue and met Russ McKamey and saw some of the stuff that you have to go through to go into the actual McKamey Manor experience. I won't call it a haunt because that's not what it is. But anyway, so there will be a link in the description. You can check that out or whatever. So there's no reason for this petition to have this place shut down because you're not protecting anyone by signing this petition. Look, there's a 41-page document that you have to read and sign that kind of puts you up on game as to anything you're going to see. They're very upfront about what you're going to experience and the kind of stuff you're going to go through. You have to do a physical. You have to have like a mental evaluation to go in. I mean, you have to prepare. This is not something people are doing by accident. Nobody's being tricked into going to McKamey Manor. No kids are going in there. So fucking just stop with all that. Won't somebody think about the children bullshit? No. Going into McKamey Manor is something that I would never do. I'm not fucking wired that way, guys. I'm really not. But it's something that people work toward. It's not like I don't know, maybe it's a goal for some people, but it's a process. You have to do all these things, and you have to prepare mentally and physically to go into this thing. And then it's a 10-hour ride, and you might get waterboarded, you might get slapped around, you might get your head dunked underwater, you might get slapped with some dildos or something. But end of the day, they're giving people what they want. They're giving them this extreme experience. And I mean, sure, maybe there are some sadists who work for Russ McKamey who like fucking people up or whatever, and that's, I mean, who am I to kink shame, So what you've got is it's a transaction. It's someone who wants to do this and someone offering the service. There's no reason for a petition to try to have this place shut down because no one is really getting hurt. Anybody who goes in knows what they're getting into, and you can quit. There's safe words. You can get out of there. You're not stuck there the whole time. It's insane to me. And, I would expect to see this petition passed around by boomers and pearl-clutching church ladies, soccer moms, Karens, the fucking religious right, the ultra-regressive left. These are people that I would expect to share and sign this petition. Those that I would not expect to share and sign this stupid fucking petition are members of the horror community. And let me tell you why. It's not just because that McKamey Manor, entering McKamey Manor, is a choice that adults can make in America. That's not even it. You see, members of the horror community really boggle my mind more than anybody else signing this petition. Because as a genre, horror has been censored tons over the years. Okay, you've got the Hays Code in the early to mid 30s in America. That censored all of cinema, and it took a Supreme Court case to get the First Amendment protection for cinema in order to stop censorship of films in America. Around the time of the home video boom, there was the video nasty whole thing in the UK where they were pulling videos off of shelves, they were hitting people with obscenity charges, banning films. It's a whole thing, and it was mostly like violent horror movies. So, and then more recently, what when you think of censorship and horror, you think of things like the hashtag horror thing on Instagram, how you can't see recent posts, and if you use the hashtag, you don't get as much engagement or whatever. Also, the Soska sisters being suspended on Twitter for a picture of their special effects makeup that they used in their movie Rabid. These are things that are like more recent. I mean, it's still like the hashtag thing is still going on, and people are still being like sniped for horror on social media from these giant tech companies. Now, does the First Amendment protection bleed over into social media because it's such a big part of our discourse as a society now? Should it? Like, I think so, but like dissecting that is something for a whole other video on probably a whole other channel. This is just not my thing. I am, going into this, I am a free speech absolutist. Freedom of expression kind of guy, So, you, as a member of the horror community, a horror fan, a haunt enthusiast, a lover of horror literature or art or cinema or television, filmmaker, whatever you may be, you operate with a passion inside the community of this genre of whatever art that's been censored over and over and over again and is currently seeing censorship. I think an important thing to note is that technically the newer stuff with Instagram and Twitter, it's not really censorship, it's giant tech conglomerates enforcing their TOS when it suits them. So there's that. But this petition that's going around that I have seen people within the horror community talk about signing and sharing, this advocates for government censorship of McKamey Manor, to have it shut down. Why? Well, when you get down to it, it's because people who are passing this petition around don't like what they're doing at McKamey Manor for one reason or another. That's it. They're not protecting anybody. You might think you are. If you sign the petition, you might think you're protecting people, but you're not protecting anybody. We talked about the fucking process. We talked about the documents you have to sign, the preparedness you have to go into this experience. You're not protecting anyone. You're advocating for censorship. Bottom line, that's it. You're advocating for the censorship of McKamey Manor, the way they express their thing, their art. Because whether you like it or not, what they do is a form of art. It's a form of expression. And you're also, with your signature on that petition, you are voting to stifle the bodily autonomy of another American adult. I do not understand the mindset that would allow you to think that you can make decisions for other grown, thinking, voting, tax-paying adults. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It blows my mind. This is the same kind of thought that's behind things like the prohibition of alcohol in the 20s, the current prohibition of marijuana in the United States, prostitution being illegal. Don't get me started on that. It's just all because these people have this puritanical worldview that peaks out and they think, well, I should be able to make decisions for everybody else. And I should turn my goddamn phone off before I record videos. But we don't edit here, so it's fine. Now look, like I said, I don't get it. I don't understand anybody signing this petition to try to make decisions for somebody else. Least of all, horror fans. Because, I mean, horror, for years, like I said, there's been a lot of censorship and a lot of stifling and a lot of othering that comes with being a member of the horror community. And it blows my mind that there's enough puritanical bullshit within the horror community to actually go out and sign a petition to try to get the government to step in and stop something you don't like within the horror community. And I've heard a few arguments that it makes the haunt industry look bad. Bull fucking shit. There are a handful of extreme haunts in America, and that's it. The rest of it is your typical haunted house. Shout out Screamville. And then there's the, well, people are getting hurt. Well, people are fucking signing up for it, dude. So cool your shit, okay? I guess what made me want to make this entire episode on McKamey Manor is this. If you're a horror fan who has signed or shared this petition, you're a hypocrite. This is objective fact. And if you're thinking about signing this petition, just don't. You know what? No, I'm not going to say that because, like I said, I'm down on freedom of speech. And signing that petition is part of the way that you can exercise your First Amendment right. And I don't believe in stifling that. I do, however, have an opinion on it. I think it's bullshit that anybody should sign it, most of all, people in the horror community. I think it's hypocritical. I think it's disgusting. And it kind of makes me sick to my stomach a little bit. So we're in a time right now when we're, fighting censorship on well, not really censorship, but we're being stifled on multiple fronts, and this just fucking adds to it. It's not different just because you don't like the setup or what's going on inside this experience. It's the same kind of people who say if you like X film, you should be imprisoned, or the person who made this movie should be imprisoned. It's fucking ridiculous to me, and I don't really understand it, man. That's all I got for today, y'all. Check back tomorrow. I'm gonna have a review of something a little spicy for Halloween. Thanks for stopping by. A massive thank you goes out to everybody who's made it this far in the video. I'm super excited about this new show, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are checking it out so fucking much. I can't even tell you what it means to me. If you like what you heard, if you want to see more, go ahead and turn on notifications, because my upload schedule is going to be really sporadic. Hopefully it's going to be like a couple of times a week, and maybe in the future we can nail down a schedule. Who knows? Follow me on social media at The Movie Raccoon on Instagram. I don't fuck with Twitter, and Facebook is cancer. Until next time, man, keep doubting.